Father, forgive me, I just saw an angel tonight. In a black dress, brown eyes, Louis V, Westwood on her neck. Westwood on her neck. Yeah, Father, I confess. Father, I've done something I regret. She got me with that look in her eyes. Took her back home.
What my sound preferences are. I like bass. And if it can have quantity and quality, yeah, I'm rocking it. Especially mid bass. I like the slam over the sub bass rumble. I like my mids super clean. Not a big fan of overly colored, overly thick, overly warm mids. Not a big fan of that. And highs that are very sweet and seem to be able to keep up without ever being overbearing or in your face. So
think I see the light. She the one I idolize. Loving her is bad religion. She bad, bad, bad. Yeah, she bad, bad, bad for me. She gon' be the death of me. Temptation captivate me with the way she move her body. Got the Holy Spirit giving me a warning that I shouldn't be messing with a girl like her. I know, but it's too late. Even though I'm well aware there's sin on my plate. She's my forbidden fruit, and I can't help myself. I know it's really right, but that girl's just my type. 7 days a week, we don't ever get a rest. Blessings on me, giving me a Sunday best. I've lost my way, Father, I confess. Father, I confess, she got me possessed. Forsaking my own spirit, I'm ashamed. Burning as I walk into the flame. I know I'm the only one to blame. That girl, she looks like an angel, but she's playing with fire. Acts so innocent, but it's all pretend. Pushing me down on my knees, praying she'll show me mercy. Think I see the light, she the one I idolize. Loving her is bad religion. She bad, bad, bad. She bad, bad, bad for me. She the one I idolize. Loving her is bad religion. She bad, bad, bad. She bad, bad, bad for me.
okay, a couple quick short ones today. Thank goodness for these long weekends that have been back-to-back for me up here in the Great White North. Just wanted to reach out and say happy Thanksgiving to my fellow Canucks, all you Canadians out there celebrating some turkey. I know Kilo, my lab, sure enjoyed some turkey yesterday. That's another story. Anyway, today I'm bringing you SORATUNE. Now, this box might look familiar because it might look like arty. It might look like some Let Sure stuff. And that's because it is. Actually, it's another spin-off of Let Sure, and the mother company is Volk Choi. And that's a really good thing because well, they make great quality QC stuff, and everything seems to have great value, and that's where this one is geared towards as well. Young people, hi-fi, on a budget. And does it achieve that? Let's jump into the YI01. I got mine, thank you to SORATUNE for the black version. I like it. Silver one would be kind of pretty too. On mine are some Divinus regular tips. Really worked well for these ones. The nozzle is fairly long. It's pretty good. Well, I mean, fit-wise is pretty fantastic because the shells are kind of, I would say, going on the smaller side. So, again, for younger people, and the ladies, I think this would be a good choice. Its fit and finish is top notch again. Quite like it. A flat 2-pin on the connector side with a vented top on here. Little green decorative thing. Nozzles seem actually quite long, which is good to get it deeper into your ear. That's great. On mine happens to be a Heikugi Warrior cable, just because I bought some in 4.4 and it worked really well, and it sounded like the factory cable that came with it. So there wasn't any deviations there. Which I did actually all of my sound impressions on the stock cable. And so what comes with it? This cable, 3.5, simple, tight weave. It should be fairly durable as well. Yeah, it's been on the thin side. I'll get into that in the conclusion. Little case, says SORATUNE. Again, nice, good size, pocketable. Has everything you need. Little retainer here and a little mesh thing if you're going to put a dongle in there, which I hope you are. Not running it off your phone, but I've tried that as well. So this one has the anodized CNC Michel shells, and there in my observations, there hasn't been any issues with fit and finish, paint coming off like other companies are famous for. It also can come in not just the 3.5, you can also get it in a USB-C version with a little DAC chip. That's good too. And I didn't see a price difference there. Maybe I missed that, but I thought it was the same price. Well, let's talk about the tuning of this little guy. Well, it's a bit sub-bass elevated over mid-bass, but it really does have a nice glide. The 01, I'm just going to call it the 01. Does pull down low when there's information in the music, but it's not forced out. I think overall the tuning is quite balanced, but I would still say it has a bit of a bass boost as well. Neutral bass boost. There you go. We'll call that. Nice clean mids, great vocals, and instrument playback. No complaints there whatsoever. This is $76. So this is in the budget single dynamic driver segment. With this tuning, it has zero bass bleed into the mids. And this one makes it different than the Dawn that I came off, the In Awaken Dawn, where I took that one out and then put this one in, and it was immediately noticeable how thick the lower mids and the overall warmth of the Dawn was, where this one just sounded like it went to neutral, right? Very uncolored. Or less uncolored. Actually, I'd say it's very uncolored. The treble has some very nice sparkle up top and air without being overcooked or harsh. So I thought that was really good. Good for long listening sessions and overall many different genres of music for your library. So the stage was kind of interesting, super wide, but this is one of these ones that sound like it's coming from the center of your head here, and it, even for me, extends behind my ears. It's a really cool effect. Sometimes you get that, or I get that, versus a really 3D effect. And some people would like one, some people would like the other, until you get to know your preferences. That's how this one sounds. I think this would make probably a really good gaming IM as well, but my Clash of Clans is not the most gaming genre out there, right? I think overall, it is a really more neutral sounding, balanced IM. On my source chain that I was using was the Can N3 Ultra, and that's that tube hybrid DAP. And I was using it into tube mode, low output, 4.4 balanced into the XD05 Pro amp. I was using it off of this Heikugi cable as well. But again, like I said, the stock cable SPC sounds just fine with it as well. That source chain adds a hint of warmth, very transparent, very neutral, with maybe a tab of tubey goodness. That was kind of how it sounded. And of course, I tried it on some of my other dongles, the DC Elite. It's one of those where it's beautiful, but it's too much. I actually like a little bit of the warmth. So if you had a bit of a warmer source, then I would suggest maybe putting it on that. But if you're just starting off, this is a very neutral sounding IM. So it'll be great for that. Kind of interesting though, and when I was comparing it to the SIMGOT EA500 LM, I am a massive fanboy of SIMGOT, but with every release of from the 500 to the 500 LM, for me and my preferences and many others, we just saying tune that upper mids down, tame it down. So even with the red filter, nozzle filters, all the kind of tuning sponges in the EA500 LM, it's just something about it for me that's just too much, and it doesn't make me pick it up, where the 01 is everything I think the EA500 LM should have been. And it's nice to see that another company is maybe listening to the general populace, listening to influencers, reviewers, and just people in general, and saying, yeah, you know what, maybe that's they might have something there with the tuning, but this is what people are saying. Let's give it to them. And they did. And thankfully, someone stepped up and made a less colored and more well-rounded single dynamic driver, where I don't feel the need to have to play around with extra nozzles and foams and filters. I think that's a big turnoff for a lot of people. They just want to stick it in their ears and enjoy music. And that's what the 01 does, at least for me, right? A solid choice, I think, in the budget single DD scene. Absolutely. Would love to see a better cable. If TRN can do a nice, way nicer modular cable for $25, you can come up with a nicer cable as well. Don't need to necessarily be modular. It'd be nice. Or at least a choice. So, and I understand where you're going for. In SORATUNE's what they're about, right? Their mission statement, who it's for, and their value statement. And I'll pull some of that up. I think they hit all of those things bang on. And I applaud companies that do that. If a company says, I'm coming out with this tuning, and they hit that tuning, without all the marketing bullshit, I gotta give credit to them. And this is one of these IMs. I think they bring a really good, solid choice out to the market for, $750, and bring something to the table that I think a lot of people would enjoy. Pretty good all-rounder. And again, a great start to somebody just starting off in this hobby. I think it's a great choice to go with until you find like a neutral one. It's not a huge boosted V. It's not a Harmonish. It's just out there being unoffensive, neutral sounding, quite decent in the fidelity. I mean, it doesn't really... doesn't have any knocks really against it, right? The timbre and of the instruments sound good. The tonality of vocals sound good and not off, not pushed, not too forward, not recessed. It just did a wonderful job of bringing you the music. So, hi-fi on a budget. Yep, that's what the name of the video will be. So, thank you, SORATUNE. Keep up the good work, and want to see more releases like this into the market. It's great for choice, great for value. So keep doing what you're doing. The quality control is high. It's nice to see. Channel matching, again, bang on. Yeah, that's it for now. Thank you.